Hey, there we go. All right. So, it is not Monday night. It is not 9 o'clock, but it is, in fact, time for another edition of Cheap Thrills Theater. Tonight, I have my buddy Jared.
Hey.
You might be able to hear in the background. We are going to watch... Let's see. I'm not sure what this third one is, but we're going to watch a few shorts tonight instead of a full feature. Starting with The Chicken of Tomorrow. So let me go ahead and cue that up. Do you need more room or? Let me pull this up into the second screen here. I guess I can move the mic back a little bit too so you can get to it. Not exactly the most professional show.
What?
No. No, you don't say.
But all these people here. There's an intern? Who brought me this beer?
I brought you that beer.
Oh. You look exactly like the intern.
Yeah, that was me. There we go. And computer's being super slow. So hang on just a sec. Let me see. Do I have a bunch of loops open again? That's what happened last time.
It's all about the loops.
Let's go to just the regular title card here. See how the video playback is. Yeah. It's just shitty video card. Okay, so let me cue this up here, and we will watch The Chicken of Tomorrow.
Did you know that poultry is the nation's third largest agricultural crop? A $3 billion business? Yes, chickens are raised in every county of the United States, mostly for egg production. Breeders have achieved great results in boosting the egg output of the average hen. Today's hen averages 154 eggs per year, and some birds produce over 300 annually. But with this emphasis on egg production, poultry meat has been more or less a byproduct of the industry. Relatively few poultrymen took steps to develop better meat-type chickens. During World War II, the industry reaped new gains with the shortage
not
of red
great.
meat.
It's a condenser, so you have to get like
Growers
right up
were
into
pressed
it.
to supply the demand for top-quality chickens suitable for roasting oven or frying pan. Say, that makes me hungry.
Of course, everything makes me
At
hungry.
the end of the war, poultry leaders
that's
were
what makes
convinced
me
that the
hungry.
industry would
Oh,
have
yeah.
difficulty maintaining its wartime gains.
I'm so sorry. I
As
didn't know it
one
was going to be
solution,
this kind of movie.
The A&P food stores, the nation's largest poultry retailers,
50 Shades of
offered
Grey
to
still
sponsor a
sells,
contest for the development of superior meat-type chickens.
Meat
The National
type
Committee was
chickens,
full of
as
the
opposed
program.
to.
The
The
rubber
chicken of
type
tomorrow.
chickens.
That's true. There's
A broad-breasted bird
Hello.
with bigger
There's more than one
drumsticks,
type, I think.
There's a vast
thighs,
market on rubber chickens.
and layers
Look,
of
this is
white
the
meat
Chicken of Tomorrow. You see,
like
it's all
the
meat.
wax model on the right.
Oh god, that is super weird.
The committee made plans for a series of state and regional
Could you imagine
Chicken of
getting chickens with
Tomorrow
heads and
contests.
feet? Like, we see them
To
as
end
these
with a
disembodied
national
meat
contest
lumps.
in June 1948. A&P
Check out
offered
the legs on that
$10,000 in
one.
cash prizes, $5,000
Third
for the
page is a
national
fold-out.
champion.
Is that book like super bloody?
State committees were organized by H.L. Schrader of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and farmers and breeders all over the United States were invited to participate in state contests. 2 scorecards, each with a value of 100 points, were adopted by the committee. One scorecard was designed for dressed
Oh,
chickens,
God.
in which major emphasis was placed on
Max on Max on
conformation,
Max.
including
I
factors
feel like this
affecting
must have
edible meat
been
yield.
for the chicken industry. Like, this is
The
not
other
for
scorecard
mass
was for
consumption.
live chickens, with special emphasis on the economy of production.
Like,
Hundreds of
okay,
poultry raisers
so we see an
competed in
adorable
31
shot,
state
followed by
contests
a
held in
horrifying
1946.
shot.
This is where they
And
poison
still
them.
more took part in the 1947 contest held in 39 states.
Oh, hey, Alex, this is the
Following the state
Chicken of
contest
Tomorrow.
In 1947, 5 regional Chicken of Tomorrow contests were conducted. 25 regional winners and others who ranked high in state contests qualified for the national contest.
Is it the Monty Python
After
theme
considering
playing in the
offers from several state Chicken of Tomorrow committees,
background?
the National Committee selected the Delaware Agricultural Experiment Station in Georgetown, Delaware, for the raising site.
I mean, I know that
Late in
song
February
exists outside of Monty
1948,
Python, but it seems like
40 finalists and
Oh, it
4
totally is.
alternates
Okay.
each
It's like
sent
even the same
720
recording.
hatching eggs to Bradley's Hatchery in Easton, Maryland, 40 miles from Georgetown. Unlike state and regional contests, All
They actually
entries in
come
the finals
packaged
were
as
hatched
Chicken
and
of
raised
Tomorrow.
under identical conditions
brand.
and common supervision.
And his clever
The
name
fragile
because he said
cargo was
hatching
shipped
eggs.
from 25
They're not
different
even
states
chickens
by
yet.
practically every known means of transportation.
Bradley's
Some West
chicks.
Coast breeders shipped
That
by
is not a
air,
chicken.
others by rail,
Company.
and
That is
still others
Bradley's
brought their
a
eggs to Easton by private car. The
Tina,
Railway
get out
Express
on the
Agency
corner.
made special arrangements to handle the contest
No, it's
eggs.
the 50, so
And
Tina,
company agents gave each
go shake a feather out in
contestant
the
specific
corner.
routing instructions.
Tina, go
Of
walk
the
down the stairs.
31,688
show a little bit of them
eggs,
getaway
only
sticks for the fellows.
61 were cracked in transit. On February 28th, the eggs were trayed and readied
Look at
for
all
21
that
days
illegal
of
chicken.
incubation. They were given the regular commercial hatchery
Is this
treatment,
child labor?
including fumigation
it's chick
and
labor.
strict
Oh, no.
sanitation.
We got
The trays were labeled with a number replacing the
Just look at
breeder's
this little
name.
number.
In
And
this way,
fella's
the
not so bad
hatchery
either.
operators,
Then it cuts
those
to
who later
Lucy and
brooded
she's
and reared
shoving
the
them in her
chicks.
mouth.
the dressers, and even the
The
judges
eggs are... Oh, no, yeah.
identified the various entries without knowing the names of the flock owners.
Oh, but Ricky.
It's your Lucy. That's good. That was actually pretty good.
I mean, you just gotta get really like nasally whiny.
Mr. Rogers' day job. I was wondering where he went when he wasn't talking to us from his house magically.
Explains why he wore a sweater.
Once
a lot,
inside
too.
the
I mean,
incubators,
cold
The
storage
trays
for
were
eggs.
automatically turned every 3 or 4 hours, the usual precaution to prevent the embryo from adhering to the shell. The temperature was thermostatically controlled and checked
Thermostatically?
constantly throughout the incubation period by plant
Wonder what he might
personnel.
have said.
Humidity also was carefully regulated. 18 days later, the eggs were removed from the incubators and
Completely
transferred to
dead.
larger hatching trays. These were placed in
Every
hatchers
chicken
for the final
dead.
3 days of
All of
incubation.
Off to McDonald's.
What goes on inside an egg during incubation?
Who fucking knows?
Well, after a week, the eye shows up clearly in the embryo as the first
Oh, that's-
external organ to develop.
Okay. Don't think I'm gonna have eggs
Gestation is
tomorrow.
much further advanced at 10 days.
Yeah, no,
The
no.
chick's outline is more
No, I know
pronounced
that.
as other organs
It has
begin
like
to
an
form.
eyeball.
At 14 days, you can see the shape of the chick.
I
The
say,
contents of the egg
now
provide
see
nourishment
here,
during the
boy.
incubation
See.
period.
Oh,
See, they had to have these eggs, and they're just like, yeah, we got chickens to kill. Let's.
Now at 18 days, the chick is
Well,
almost ready
is
to
it
emerge
really a
from its
chicken if it's still a chicken fetus?
well,
on the
life
21st
begins at
day,
egg, you know.
Its sharp beak pokes through to
Oh,
daylight
man,
as
many
it
chickens
seeks
were
its
harmed in
freedom.
the production of this film.
It's not an easy task.
Planned Poultryhood
Struggling chick
is really taken.
Must rest from time to time to muster strength and recover from its exhausting efforts.
Educational films.
Finally, with the parts of the shell
I
held
don't feel
together only by
educated. I
shreds of
feel
the lining,
terrified.
the chick makes one more super effort and shakes free into a new world.
Oh, they let one live.
Hello, cruel world.
One chick.
Existence is
The
pain.
chicks in the Chicken of Tomorrow contest hatched on March 21st.
Look at me.
Of the 12 different breeds and crosses,
Aw,
New
they're
Hampshires and White Plymouth Rocks predominated. Each of the two breeds was represented by a dozen
Oh,
dogs.
these eggs are bad. Throw them away.
A minimum hatch
have
of
all gone
400
off.
strong, healthy chicks was required from each entry. Poultry
Yes.
leaders praised the
Hitler's
hatching
army of
results.
super chickens of
The
tomorrow.
New Hampshire flock entered by the Shenandoah Commercial
Pure,
Hatchery,
yellow,
Maurertown,
not
Virginia,
Jewish.
led all other entries with a hatch of
Everything
over
that a chicken should be.
87%. White Rock flocks averaged
One chick
74%.
just starts coughing.
And one flock of dark Cornish hatched over 73%. Crossbreed flocks hatched 72%.
Freeze
Pretty
plugs.
chicks?
What?
Yes,
Something
sir.
about-
Alike as two peas in a pod.
Yes, play with the food, children.
Wing banding looks like an enormous task,
Meanwhile, at
but
the Church
government
of Meat-
poultry specialists like H.L. Schrader and college poultry scientists like Dr. R. George Japp wrapped the
Doctor,
metal tags
quotation
on the
marks.
16,000 birds in record time. Each chick received a band with its assigned flock number, and each bird carried the same number
Not
for
a number, I'm a
identification
man.
purposes throughout the entire
I'm a
contest.
chicken man.
That's where they attach the explosives.
The chicks were placed in boxes for shipment to the experiment station
These
in Georgetown.
chickens will be used for terrorism.
There,
Too
to
many
begin a
of our good
12-week
American
growing
chickens are
period,
falling to
under the supervision of officials of
evil
the Delaware
ways.
Agricultural Experiment
your
Station.
chicken, or your chicken, or yours.
See, they're already on social media tweeting about it.
Yes, the chicken of tomorrow will be put into even
At
more secure
Georgetown, the
prisons.
flocks were assigned to special pens and were housed in 2 parallel buildings.
It's not even a regular station, it's a substation.
Armed guards stand
4
for
boxes, 100 birds in each, went into each of the 40 pens, measuring 15 by 20 feet.
Thank God this short isn't in
Peanut
smell-o-vision.
shells were
Could you
used
imagine
for
what that
litter.
guy must smell like?
And in each pen, a coal-burning brooder stove provided the necessary warmth.
Warmth being a thing these chickens will never again know.
No, they're loading them into the furnace right now.
Is it wrong that I kind of want the soundtrack from the Chicken of Tomorrow? Like, all of this incidental music is so good.
Chicken out.
The day-old chicks soon solved the mysteries of feeding troughs and water jugs.
It's
The first
Attica,
2
man!
weeks,
Attica!
Each pen had
We're all
4
doomed.
chick feeders, 3 feet long, and 4
We're
1-gallon water
big-numbered.
jugs. Later, these were replaced by 5 larger feeders with adjustable supports, and the jugs removed in favor of
They're all
automatic
wearing the
fountains.
same uniform, they're all wearing
Adequate water,
numbers.
warm,
Have you ever seen the
clean,
video
dry
of that
liquor.
guy doing like the
Ample food
dictator
and
address
water.
to all the turkeys?
That's what the chicks
I guess,
thrive on.
like turkeys just react
And
to loud
these
noises.
chicks
So
have
it's
the
like,
very best
"Hello,"
in
like,
care
I
and
don't know what language
sanitation.
he's speaking. I think it's Italian or something. Like, and all this. I'll pull
On
it up
warm
after this.
days,
Fuck
the
it.
chicks need plenty of ventilation.
Tonight is a night for anything goes.
Yeah, you gotta let the fires breathe.
Professor Carl Seeger, superintendent of the experimental station, inspected the contest pens and kept daily records
Yep.
on vital statistics.
There's a chicken in there. All right.
At 6 weeks, the flocks showed rapid growth. Cockerels sprouted combs and feathering was well advanced. The feed
My
was a
uncle had
special
advanced
mash
feathering.
formula prepared
Yeah.
by the American
It's
Feed Manufacturers
common among white
Association.
men.
It was bad.
It
I think I got
conformed
the
to
gene
usual
for it,
commercial
but so far I
standards
haven't
containing
had
a
any
minimum
problems.
of
Yeah,
20%
if you start
protein,
mulching, that's how you'll know.
3.5%
Mulching?
fat,
Yeah.
when
and a
I,
maximum
when I
of
start
7%
producing large bags
fiber.
of leaves.
no whole grain or pellets were used.
Well, no, when you
Feed
you
was
use
kept
your
before
big
the birds
boat.
at all times.
My baby feathers.
It was
Yeah.
weighed
Oh,
and
okay.
records kept on
Can't
each
wait.
flock's
Fall off,
consumption.
and then next thing you
This
know, you're getting
ranged
all
from
these
a high of
stiff little things that pop up.
4,479 pounds
No, I
in
get.
one pen
Oh,
to a low of
I do get a stiff little thing that pops up from
3,775
time to time,
pounds.
but I'm reticent to shave it.
There was no lapse in the attention
don't
given
pull
to
it
the
out.
birds, and at the close of the growing
Be
period
careful.
of 12 weeks and 2
But It
days,
should grow back. if
the
it
chicks
does.
were ready for shipment to the processing
Like a
plant.
lizard's tail.
Yeah.
Mortality for the entire
Sorry.
period was under
I'm
7%.
losing eyelash.
Remarkable considering the
Brown
epidemic
chickens
of
must be
poultry
kept
diseases
separate
that
from the
swept
white
through the
chickens
40
because
flocks.
although they're separate, they are equal.
Newcastle coccidiosis, an infectious bronchitis, took the greatest toll. Professor Seeger estimated that Newcastle
Tell me where the
alone
eggs are.
set the birds back 2 weeks.
Give you a quick
Shenandoah
spin.
Commercial Hatchery, whose New
Well, the spin
Hampshires had the best
tenderizes and
hatchability record,
loosens the flavor.
also had the least mortality, losing only 1.5% of the flock.
No wonder we eat chickens. They just lay there and
The
take it.
coops were weighed at Georgetown, and this
You know, we
live
don't
weight
domesticate
figure
animals that aren't
used
easy to
calculate
catch.
pounds
You
of
know,
meat
if a
per
chicken
pound
wasn't
of
kind
game.
of dumb, we probably wouldn't eat it.
2 flocks averaged 3.17 pounds
Cow,
of
you
feed
just
per
kind of
pound
have
of
to
game.
open the gate.
California Cornish
cow will
New
just stand there as you
Hampshires
walk
entered
up to it
by
with the gun
Van
going,
Tress Hatchery
"Hey,
of Marysville,
What you doing with
California,
that thing?
were tops in
Oh,
live
can
weight,
I look at?
averaging
Let me put it in my mouth.
3.57
You know, like
pounds.
Reddit has
Some
made me
weighed
realize
close
that
to
like,
5
cows are
pounds.
cute.
On
And
arrival
I've
at the
seen too many
Birdseye
cute
Snyder
cows
plant
now. I'm not gonna
in
like stop
Pocomoke
eating
City,
meat.
Maryland.
As a matter of fact, I
The
had
chickens
beef
were placed in
tacos
beef
tonight.
batteries to
But,
be watered and fed for 3 days before dressing.
They are kind of cute. I would have a hard time killing one. Which is why I have people that do that for me.
Yeah. I had cows in my
regular battery
backyard.
diet
I'd feed
was
them
given to the
peaches. And
birds.
like, oh, you're gonna be
And
such
on
a
Monday,
good
June
tasting
21,
cheeseburger.
each lot was dressed separately,
Not even grass fed. You're peach
Cooled
fed.
and
Name the
ready
cows
for
like
judgment.
brisket and stuff like
Every
that.
6th bird selected as a judge's
Come here,
sample
ribeye.
and rated for
Oh,
meat
who's your good
characteristics.
cow? Who's your good
Filet mignon.
Uniformity of size,
You have a
fin
French
feathers,
cow.
skin texture,
No,
conformation,
it was
and other
filet
factors
and mignon. It
affecting
was
edible meat
a
use.
pig and a cow.
They're twins. I have a
12 birds
I
from
have
each
a
of the
fish
samples were
and
packed for
a
display
cow, and I
purposes.
named them Surf and Turf.
Others went on the eviscerating line.
The eviscerating.
The
This is
carcasses
just
were thoroughly
sunshine and
washed,
lollipops.
I
prepared, ready
believe
to
I
cook,
can fly.
and subjected to government inspection.
That's the
Judging
government,
of
right?
the
there.
dressed birds
It's
was
the
completed
rape
at
line.
Kokomo.
This guy's the
Then the
government.
score of each flock,
I knew he'd look something
combined
like
with
that.
figures from the live bird scorecard, determined the contest results. On June 24th
really
at
weird
Georgetown
snuff
High
film.
School, visitors from Canada
Oh, I
and
have
all
a.
parts
You
of
want
the
to watch the
United
really weird
States
snuff film?
saw on the stage an average pullet and
The same
cockerel
place
from
that I
each
get these
flock,
movies from has
and a
snuff,
box of
not
dressed
snuff films,
poultry
but
representing
stag
each
films.
entry.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I hope there's no snuff films in the archive.
Bring in the prize money, dressed White Rocks representing Mrs. H.W. Linhart of Chillicothe, Missouri, had the best skin
This
texture.
is what they looked like before.
The least
This is
dark
what they
meat.
look like after.
And the
Nothing
best
dresses up
covering
raw
of fat.
chicken in a box quite like Easter grass.
New Hampshire's entered by Schenck Hatchery, Harrisonburg, Virginia, showed the best feathering.
And on
and
film,
White
it
Rocks
just looks like
from the
frickin' mold.
Shalbina
It looks
Hatchery,
like moss
Shalbina,
that grew
Missouri.
all over.
Were tops in uniformity of size.
I'm
By Cleveland,
I'm
Lodge
less
at Oregon
inclined
scored
to
first
buy a
in
chicken
uniformity
if
of
I
type
just see
and
the
color
meat
with his
sitting
New
right
Hampshire.
there. But maybe these are farmers.
As a
This
supplementary
is how you know that
attraction
we're
to the
smarter than
program,
chickens, because if you had two humans in a
Del
cage
Marva Chicken
on
of
display in front of a
Tomorrow
box
Queen.
of dead humans with
Nancy
Easter
McGee
grass,
of
mind you.
Berlin, Maryland.
This is what they did with all of the
She
chickens.
and her attendants rode in the Mammoth Parade in Georgetown, sponsored
I
by
get
the
it now. This movie
Delmarva
was produced by
broiler industry.
Zapruder.
Everyone
Back
joining in the
and to the
festival
left.
spirit. And who wouldn't? The Van Tress brothers, Charles and Kenneth, had a double reason to celebrate.
What?
Their flock, which scored 159 and 87 100th points out of a possible 200,
Say hello
was
to
first
my
in
little
both
friend.
meat efficiency and
He's
live
gonna
weight.
cock the cock.
Tops in economy of production, and second in the dressed bird scorecard. The birds
Dressed
were
bird?
developed by crossing red Cornish
Did he
males
put him in a little outfit?
on
or-
straight New
I
Hampshire
heard it was a
females.
5-piece suit.
The Chicken of Tomorrow
Goddamn
contest
you.
has turned the spotlight on meat production,
Breasts and
and
thigh, or
poultrymen cite the many benefits derived from the 3-year program.
Served with
was
coleslaw.
it double-breasted suit?
The words of Dewey Termolen, chief of the poultry branch of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the
Sausage
success
King
of
of
the
Chicago.
contest proves conclusively that it is possible to breed chickens with
With a
superior
man.
meat-type characteristics. He predicted widespread production
My
of
God.
superior meat-type chickens within the next few
He's
years.
more chicken than man now.
The National Committee was so enthused with the results that it requested the
Chicken of
AMP to
tomorrow.
sponsor another 3-year program.
Welcome to Chicken
The
Park.
committee has drafted plans for state contests to be held in 1949 and
I'm
1950.
a chicken's
A
DNA.
series of regional contests also in
Dino,
1950. And another national contest in 1951. Today, a California Cornish New Hampshire leads the
Chaos
field.
theory.
No,
What will tomorrow's meat-type champion
thing,
be?
the thing about
The
chickens
1951 Chicken
they're,
of Tomorrow contest
they
will
find a
provide
way,
the answer.
and,
Even today,
Goldblum. I love
housewives are
Goldblum.
enjoying improved meat-type chickens. They sure
The
make
chicken
wonderful
of
eating.
yesterday is tomorrow, today,
Yes, sir.
tonight.
Make mine
this week.
chicken. Chicken of tomorrow, that is.
I love a jam handy giant the end card at the end of a movie, because sometimes a movie ends and I'll just sit there for days.
Oh.
I just don't know. All right, let me see if I do have Chrome in the background here. That's maybe why things were going so slow. But let me pull this up. Turkey dictator. Kill the overlay here. Yeah, this guy.
Just the thumbnail alone.
I hope this is the subtitled version too.
Sizin için buradayım. Oyununuzu bana verirseniz hepinize bir adam. Mazota para yok. Yemeği yok.
People strike down on the chickens!
Sizin için varım.
All hail Turkey!
That is a man who enjoys his work.
Get such positive feedback.
My boy. What? All right, I'm not gonna surf YouTube. It's not gonna be one of those streams. Let's see. Oh, hey, look, my desktop. Okay, so now we have Cindy goes on a date.
Is this another chicken flick?
This is another chick flick of a different kind. Let me close this if it lets me. Young American Films. Let me bring this up properly. Overlay, full screen, and go. Sam the Eagle presents
Cindy goes to a party.
Copyright Centron Corporation. Yes, nobody understands young girls like Centron Corporation.
Cindy! Come on in, Cindy!
Yes, we'll have to finish the
Balls
game
for
tomorrow
boys, Cindy.
afternoon.
Inside.
I'm going to Mary's party tomorrow, aren't you?
A party? Why, I didn't even... No, I don't like parties. I never have any fun at parties.
I was kind of hoping you'd go. Parties are more fun when all your
and went
friends are
on to the
there.
I
next
know.
one.
Well, I
definitely a
better
flub.
go. I'll see you. Here's your ball.
He just comes over to use her ball.
Usually it's the other way around nowadays.
Cindy is universally hated by everyone in her life.
Mother, why do you suppose Mary didn't invite me to her party?
Are you
Well,
sure
because
you
you're
didn't
very
get an
ugly, Cindy.
invitation?
Maybe they thought I wouldn't want to go to a party. They probably thought I wouldn't know how to act.
Hey now, your name's Cindy,
Turn
not
up the volume on it
Cinderella.
around here.
You'll get an invitation to the party. There's just been some
There it
mix
is.
up.
Or no,
Wait
actually,
and
it's-
see.
it's internal.
Oh, it's not important anyhow. Good night, Mother.
Good night, Cindy.
Cindy goes to sleep that night and dreams of revenge. Sweet, bloody revenge.
Your name's
my
Cindy,
enemies.
not Cinderella. You go to the party. You go to the party.
You'll like
If
it.
it's the last thing I'll do, I'll go to that party.
They're all
I'll
gonna
show
laugh at
them.
you.
I'll show all of them.
Cindy? What?
Oh,
Who's
please
there?
tell me
I
she's
don't see
visited by
anybody.
some weird.
Of course you
Yes.
didn't. I'm not just anybody. I'm your fairy godmother. Sure. Don't believe me? Well,
No, this is
that's
black
up
and
to
white,
you.
but Cindy looks like
I
a
just thought
ginger.
you might want to go to that
You get the
party.
feeling?
Oh, I do.
Well, she wasn't
We've
invited
got
to the
some work
party.
to do.
No,
We gotta get
the
you
evidence
ready.
is piling
Oh,
up.
but I wasn't invited to the party. They probably thought I'd rather play basketball.
Oh,
or
you
go
weren't?
fishing or-
Well, then I have
you've
to
been invited,
go.
all right. I've seen to that.
I only
I'm
visit
going with
popular
you.
girls.
You mustn't tell anyone. Not even Dennis? Well, maybe we'd better tell Dennis. I have a feeling he's going to need my help, too. But hurry up or you'll be late. The party isn't until this
Like
afternoon.
Cindy sleeps next to her ball. Her only friend.
That's how she gets Dennis
It
to
is
come
this
over.
afternoon.
It's the only thing
Hurry up, out of bed.
keeping Dennis in her life.
Oh, what a mess. Oh, well, that's why I had the magic
Cold-blooded.
wand. Ready?
Not much better.
Oh, but this isn't my
She's
very
still
best
stunned by it.
dress.
Take it
Oh, now
back.
Look, you're not going to
She's
the
like,
party
that usually
to show off
works.
your clothes, but you should be
I'm gonna have to get this wand fixed.
clean and neat when you go to
Clean
the
your
party.
vagina, Cindy.
I thought it was gonna say and
We
drunk.
don't want to be late.
For when you get roofied and raped, you
We
want
go
the,
to Mary. Here we
you want a
are.
clean
Well, I
palate
hope
for the rape
everyone is
kit.
already here.
Oh, my
I hate
God.
to be the first one. I don't blame you. No one likes to sit and wait for a
I
party
remember
to
my
start.
first dance.
Party can't really get going until everyone arrives. So whenever you go to a party, Cindy, always be on time. And when the clock says it's time to go home,
I think the aim on her
leave
wand is a
on
little bit
time.
off.
That's important. Am I close to like Cinderella? Oh no.
Always
But
leave
you
when
can't spoil
told.
the fun of a party if
It's
you try
like,
to
you know,
make it last too
telemarketer. They
long.
don't know what to
So that
say,
everyone
so they
gets
like
tired
pull up the
and
next
bored.
prompt on their computer.
Oh,
Oh,
look,
no,
it's
yes,
time for
thank
the
you very
next
much, sir.
stop. We're all
Then
in
no,
here
I
at the
am-
same time.
I am
Where'd
Jeffrey.
you go?
Hi, Cindy. Who are you talking to?
Oh, no, and I was just
Myself.
thinking out loud, I guess.
The voices again. I knew we should have invited her to the party.
Hold on.
Cindy.
We got what sort of
hi,
bizarre
Dennis.
child party
I
is
thought
this?
you weren't coming to the party.
I wasn't, but You'll see her, then you'll understand.
We're gonna talk
See
about
her?
getting
See
Nixon
who?
elected. What?
See me.
What?
Okay, I
She's
understand
gonna
what kind
help
of
us
party
enjoy the
this is
party.
now.
You are?
Is it kicking in yet?
See, they're setting up for a game of musical chairs.
Oh,
Wait,
but
no,
I
so
don't
other
like
people can see
There.
It's
That's
the ball.
way to have fun at a party.
They both touched the
the ball.
ball.
It was on the ball.
A party calls for teamwork, where nobody will have any
No,
fun
I'm still
unless
unclear. So
everyone joins
do
in.
the other children
So
see
join
that?
in wholeheartedly
I don't think they
in any
do. I
game
think it's like
suggested,
Stewie Griffin
and you'll all
talking.
have a lot more fun.
Everybody get up.
Shot, 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 shot.
Oh, wild party. She's the
No
opposite.
one notices the lamp.
She's the opposite of the Cat in the Hat.
Remember now.
She teaches you how to have boring fun
Don't be too
inside.
noisy or rough. And
Like he
don't
was
break
running
it.
over there to break it.
Thanks.
Yeah, and you lost your
Smashes
chair
it on the
too.
ground.
Now the game. That's what you get for bumping into things.
Oh, she's only kidding.
I know, but don't tease or make fun of others.
Or have
Not even
fun.
your very best friend. They might not understand. Why, if they thought you were serious, their feelings would be hurt. And then neither of you
Did
would
they
have
just
any
take a
fun.
handful of
Now,
glitter and
would
just
I
throw it at her
tell
head?
another-
Why are
music's
Cindy
starting.
and Dennis talking to the
What do I
lamp?
do?
Yeah,
Why,
they've been
that's
over
what
there
you
for
have been
5
doing.
minutes.
Told you we
Obey
should
the
have brought
rules
him
of the
over.
game and
The rules of society.
be a good loser. Bye now.
Loser.
Stand out.
Later, loser.
Come on, Cindy. Come on.
No, you beat me.
It's a tie.
Hey, that was fun. Actually, you won.
That's what
Sure
fun
she
is.
did.
Hey, that was
But
fun.
here's
Actually,
Cindy.
no,
You
it
were showing what I
wasn't.
whispered in her ear. Just as I sat down in the chair, she said, "Be a
Now
good
I
winner."
have the power,
And she
bitch.
was.
Seriously,
See
so
how
much power
fun
for a
it is
child to
when you join in the
wield.
games in the right way.
I just hope I can remember the right ways you've shown us.
She swings
That's
in and makes
easy.
the Communist
Just remember your
Manifesto
manners.
appear in air. Like
Be
the fucking
polite.
the suits
And
come in and take them
above all-
away.
Be submissive.
Be considerate of others. So have fun together.
Take your pills.
Guys, we got another game. It's fun. Come on, let's go. Come on,
Wait,
over
wait,
here. Let's go. Let's go.
Always remember, obey the government. Always take your drugs. Since we do have drinks and we do have Drink Rebel here, and we are watching movies.
I'm gonna need another one.
Yeah, I think for the next round we'll get some more drinks. I have 2 more of these, so
Here, Cindy.
and we'll come up with some kind of game for the 3rd short.
Where? Here I am.
Wait a minute. Don't write anything. I bet I know what you were going to tell us.
To
Remember
fuck
our
ourselves.
table manners when eating.
Oh, now you spoiled my fun.
I was gonna tell you to eat all the food.
Now you won't think I
Find
said
out where
any
their
help
parents
to you.
keep their money.
Oh, you've been a big help, Fairy Godmother. I've enjoyed the party. So go ahead and write it for us if you want to.
Sure, we want you to write it for us.
You do?
Take 57.
May I?
This was all just
Remember your
a
table
sham,
manners.
you know, for fairy
You didn't really
godmother
need
to
my
get
help.
into the party.
You knew it already.
Have some friends.
She just misses
Guess
being
you don't
young.
need
Being a
me
young
anymore.
fairy god
I may as well be going. Oh, no.
mother
Oh,
to
yes.
be, I guess.
You can't see or hear fairies unless you need them. And you don't need me anymore.
She has a desolate.
But you will
womb. She
remember.
can't really have children.
Leave on
Desolate.
time, won't you?
Like for miles of room. There's nothing
Thank
built
the
there.
hostess. And whenever we go to any more parties, we'll remember to be clean and neat and to be on time.
And we'll be considerate of others, too. We'll join in the games.
And we'll
And to
bring
obey the
Jimmy's.
rules.
And make fun for everybody, not fun of anybody. Or be
We'll make
too
fun
noisy or
of
too
everybody.
rough.
Not
And
wait,
we'll
I
remember
got
our
that one
table
mixed
manners
up.
when eating.
You'll always have fun then.
Mama
parties
always
are fun
says
when everyone
stupid
is
is
considerate of
stupid.
Billy and Cindy,
Goodbye
go
now.
home. The party ended 4 hours ago. You've been
Don't
talking to
go.
that candle.
Don't
You
go.
can sit here if you want to.
Don't go. Don't
Oh, it
go.
never happened.
Don't go.
It was
Wake up,
all a
Cindy.
dream.
Oh, Mother, I just dreamed that...
Cindy, here's Mary's sister Nancy. She just came by to tell you that she
And
was
you were
supposed to
there.
deliver your
And you
invitation
were
to
there.
Mary's party 3 days
you
ago.
were there.
But she forgot. Wasn't it nice of her to come
Oh,
by so
Toto,
early
that's
this
so
morning
nice.
to tell you about it?
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you
Oh,
so
Ball.
much.
I'm so glad you're back. Another Young American Films release.
Young Americans release?
Yes. Okay, so we're going to do a super quick BRB. And if I can find the title cards. There it is. Okay. And we're going to go get a couple more drinks. And if you have a drink, feel free to drink along with us for this final drinking game. Every time you hear the bell, take a drink. We got to figure out what the rules are.
Yeah.
Actually, before we do that, let's see. What is the movie? Because I forget what this third short is. Because it doesn't have a title on it. But
I haven't even been looking at the comments.
Okay, this is not the third short. This is something else completely. But it does bear airing, so I might as well put it on the show. So we're gonna have to download something, actually, I think. So it's gonna be, I might have something in the folder. But yeah, let me just do this real quick, and then we'll do a quick BRB, and we'll be back with more wackiness. Don't know what that's about. Yeah.
Drink.
Yeah, drink every time this. All right, so yeah, we'll God, I just had it. What did I do with it? There it is. Okay. So yeah, we'll be right back.
housewives are hidden drinkers protected.
I wish I could do a Stimpy voice. That's like one of the best voices. You know what it is it's just Billy West doing his impression of Larry from the Three Stooges. He just does a bad impression of it, so it becomes a character. Alright. Everyone can do the curly noises, yeah, that's like... That's one that's easy, but I would love to have a Larry voice, and you can always just do a Mo, but you knuckleheads, you know, just like a New Yorkie, pugnacious kind of thing. But yeah, we've got 2 more shorts downloading in the background. One is Jay Can Do It, and the other one is The Compelling Thirst, Alcoholism. So if we're gonna play a drinking game, we have to play to that. And what we're going to do, so far the only rule that we have figured out is that every time someone says alcohol, we're going to take a drink. So we might come up with some more rules as we go along, but seeing as we only each have 1 beer, it might be best to just keep it to the 1 rule.
Yeah.
And I do have to drive later, so this is not going to be a hardcore drinking game.
Shot.
I mean, we can watch Jay Can Do It in the meantime while it's downloading. I don't know how long. It's a fairly big file. Looks like it might be a kind of a long movie, actually.
Please cheap thrill responsibly.
How long is Jay Can Do It? Let's see here. That's 12 minutes, so.
Not bad.
Well, as long as this is going in the background, we might as well.
First Films presents
a film by Quentin Tarantino.
Make sure you watch out for the cigarette burns and porn.
The McLeod family lives on the outskirts of a large city.
There can be only one.
Jay, the youngest of the 3 boys,
and arguably
helps with the family chores and brings in the firewood.
That's right, crawling the fire.
His older brothers, Connor and Duncan,
he knows how to
left the
stack
house.
the wood,
his
so there'll be enough draft between the
older,
logs to help the flame catch and to keep the fire burning steadily.
Yes, that's right, son. Yeah, it's not a long match. Just go ahead and choke up on it as much as you can.
Now, Daddy rolled that fatty nice and tight. Light it
A
up
word of
now.
caution from Dad not to get too close.
Light it up for me.
Nope. Give me
Jay
those
has
matches,
watched his
boy.
brother Paul assemble a hi-fi set, which he's
amazing.
making from a kit. A bit complicated
No, I got this on tour.
All the wires and
I met
circuits
John.
have to be put together exactly right in order to get the high-fidelity tones on the speaker. The pointer on the voltmeter shows when the connection is complete and also the amount of electricity.
Feels good.
I'm gonna call the Russians. Aiko ande.
Both Paul and Jay are
You're
pleased
gonna
when
see
it
that
works.
Beatles shirt on Etsy. It's gonna be big.
Paul is hungry and suggests that Jay make some cookies. Jay likes to cook,
and soon has a package of coconut macaroon cookie mix in the
starting
bowl.
to get a picture about Jay.
He adds water and stirs the mixture into a smooth batter.
Go make us some cookies, you little fag. Well, we're really going to watch this kid make cookies, aren't we?
A spoonful for each macaroon.
Yeah, get your fingers in there,
He
kiddo.
makes the rows even.
Because he has OCD.
There's no trick to making
They weren't
cookies
invited to the party
if you follow
either.
the instructions on the box and heat the
Yes,
oven
there are
according to
children less
directions.
popular than Cindy.
In they go.
Along with all my bad memories.
Wants their nails done.
I wish Mom was still alive. Oh, God. Little demon. We lost the soundtrack for this part.
In 20 minutes, it's time to take them out.
Take them out? Like...
The job's done, boss.
They look delicious.
But they're not. They do look delicious, though. They actually do.
Pretty good.
The kid's voice is deep.
Chocolate rain.
It's funny how Paul and Brother Mark always appear just when the cookies are coming out of the oven.
And with such funny smoke coming from their room.
Why are your eyes so red?
That
Dude,
Jay
your little
is a
brother
cook.
rules.
Jay
Like,
suggests
if
they
I
leave
had a
few
little
for the
brother,
chef.
I'd probably be older than him, dude.
But what? Oh, yeah.
Dude.
I guess you, man. I guess you. But these cookies are good, huh?
Your sister makes good cookies.
It isn't
tell me about my
easy to
sister's
pound a
cooking.
nail in straight. Dad comes to the rescue.
Knowing the cat is dangerously
If you
near.
hold your hand further back on the handle, it will give you a better balance. Wait a minute. Try again. After you
Run,
get the
kitty,
feel of it,
run!
You can strike the head
Teach
squarely
you to
and
bake
not
cookies
bend
in
the
my
knife
house. You start
or
building
mix
stuff
the
like a man.
That's right. You're gonna learn a good. Well, maybe
You're gonna be out here doing this until you get it right.
maybe it's cookies are his future.
It's fun to build.
He's not even looking at it. He's just
Put
swinging.
your tools.
All right, I think. There we go. 20 seconds. So yeah, here we're gonna kill this one.
And the board.
The board, us.
Huh. That cat was pretty bored.
Oh, that's his name. They call him the board. It's like Frank Sinatra. He's the chairman of the board. That's the board. It's a weird nickname, to be honest. Alright, so here we go. We got the compelling thirst. Alcoholism. If it'll open. There we go. Alright, so yeah, every time we hear the word alcohol, alcoholism, or anything related to, and you hear this sound, take a drink. This is gonna be
If you hear the word prohibition, you have to run, jump in your car, and get over that mountain before Johnny Law gets you.
Oh,
This is a moment of decision, an inner battle for sobriety. For those dependent upon alcohol, existence is controlled by an overpowering urge to drink.
I know that feeling.
1 out of every 14 adults in this community has a serious drinking problem. 75,000 area citizens are addicted to alcohol.
I feel like the commentary on this one's going to be a
Who are
little
the
sparse.
alcoholics in our community?
Beer? Rifle range?
Several thousand call no place home.
We could have.
They are
added,
found
like,
in Skid Row,
names for
where
alcohol.
living and
the
survival
word
are
drink.
synonymous.
Like this could have been a death game.
They drink in public. Privacy is an unknown luxury. The broken men of Skid Row are the visible alcoholics
Hey,
in our
lady.
society, but they account for only 8% of the city's alcoholics.
Oh, damn.
It's a good thing we're only doing
We
sips
only
of beer.
account for 8%.
Another 8% are at the top of the ladder. Alcoholism attacks the wealthy and the educated too.
They just afford the good
These
stuff.
are the hidden drinkers, protected by financial security and shielded by their family's shame.
And political power.
Where are the vast majority of alcoholics? Most, over
mantra.
75%, are average citizens, members of the great middle
Oh
class.
man, I'm already halfway through this
Yeah,
beer.
this is a good one.
The man next door who disappears for weeks at a time. The neighbor who draws her blinds and won't answer the phone.
Why everyone's on the
Alcoholism
sauce?
is no respecter of neighborhoods, of income, of education. It knows
Utah,
no
they call them
prejudices.
stay-at-home moms.
It knocks on any door.
A door.
Stop drinking. Someone might as well tell me to stop breathing.
When I'm drinking, I don't care about my husband, my
Doors
children.
are really
The only thing that
Oh, I thought it
matters
was
is
the
the
store.
bottle.
It's not a matter of drinking because you want to. You drink because you have to.
No door is locked to alcoholism. To all, it brings the same bitter cup, the same compelling
I was
thirst.
thinking of the implications. Is it telling me to just like that no door is locked when I'm drunk?
Hold on. This opening is so much more dynamic. It's like,
Because
you could be
have
the
to.
next contestant on the,
No door
the
is
compelling
locked
thirst.
to alcoholism.
Watch this.
To all, it brings the same bitter cup, the same compelling thirst.
You could be the next one. Oh, it's a tiny
Alcoholism
man.
has reached epidemic proportions in our midst. Today, 75,000 people in metropolitan St. Louis are its victims, and 2,000 new cases develop here a year.
This
For
2017,
every
we got those
100
numbers.
people you know, statistically, 6 of them are
Now we have
alcoholics.
crack.
And every ninth St. Louisan has an addicted husband, wife,
St.
brother,
Louisan.
sister, father, or mother. Alcoholism is a subject that has been
Oh,
whispered
God damn
about.
it.
Tabooed in polite conversation.
Tabooed?
It has been shrouded with myth and misconception.
Oh man.
What
Ian
is the
Austin
nature
played
of
the,
alcoholism?
Batman,
and how
Superman
does it
drinking
affect
game.
Oh yeah.
Anytime someone says
Alcoholism
Clark,
is a disease.
anytime someone says
It is a
Superman,
disease,
Batman, anytime
you
someone
might
says Bruce.
say, of the mind and the body.
We made up a couple other
A
rules,
disease
and yeah,
where
Martha
the
or
mental
Mom or
faculties
anything.
are affected as
It
well
was
as the
just fucking
physical.
nonstop.
It's recognized as this by the American Medical Association, by the American
What is he
Psychiatric
saying, Martha?
Association,
What
and
is he
even by
saying,
the World
Martha?
Health Organization.
Why do you know that name?
An alcoholic is an individual who is a compulsive drinker. One drink leads to another, and this individual cannot stop drinking without help.
We in Alcoholics Anonymous, or AA, know that once a person develops the illness of alcoholism, he or she has it for the rest of his life. The alcoholic has
anonymous.
2 choices. He can stop drinking, totally abstain and arrest the disease, or he can continue his life as a practicing alcoholic.
Get
A
shit-faced
living
and be
hell
invited
that
to all the
affects body,
parties because he's
mind,
the coolest
and the
guy in
spirit.
town.
At the St. Louis headquarters of Alcoholics Anonymous, several members told us of their experiences.
Well, I'm told that alcohol had a complete Jekyll
God
and
damn
Hyde
it.
effect on my personality.
It's completely
I'm
anonymous.
a normally cheerful person. I became
It's always coffee at 8.
antagonistic, belligerent,
Only 5 minutes into
depressed.
this short.
I became a very unhappy woman.
I think that I felt my personality change.
Oh, this was a bad
more
game.
so than the young ladies. I could feel the personality
It's my
change
secret,
take place
Captain.
within
I'm
myself.
always drunk.
In the final stages of drinking, I knew that I was becoming something abnormal.
A mutant.
Can you think of a specific instance of a personality change?
Oh, I guess in my case, the most dramatic instance would have been
Oh, I saw her face.
you might say, suicide attempt. Certainly it appeared to be that. I took an
That's just
overdose
life,
of pills
honey.
after many, many hours of heavy drinking in which my self-hatred and self-disgust and feeling of worthlessness grew to such proportions that this seemed to be the only thing to do. However, it was a terribly selfish thing to do that I would only have been doing or have thought of doing after having had many, many, many drinks.
An alcoholic is a person who must totally abstain from alcohol or drink to excess.
Well,
there is no middle of the road for the
anymore.
alcoholic as far as alcohol is concerned.
I can't.
The non-alcoholic may get drunk, but does so from choice. The disease of alcoholism compels the alcoholic
that would have
to
been
drink.
3 right there.
This chart shows the
We should have picked a
preliminary
different
and primary
rule.
and chronic
Just imagine
stages
if you were
of an
Russell
alcoholic.
Murphy.
Begins perhaps with occasional relief drinking, and then moves on to onset of memory blackouts where
there's
the
us.
individual drinking does not remember what happened. And then moves to an increased dependence
they
on
should
alcohol.
have, like,
and then down
timestamps
here where
next
there's a
to all
decreased
of these.
ability to stop
This is just
drinking
one
when
night.
others do so.
Yeah.
In efforts to control fail
4 beers
repeatedly.
in, 5
If you are
beers
encountering any of these in your drinking, you had better examine your drinking habits.
Many children of alcoholics have indicated to us researchers that the effects of alcoholism on the family unit are extensive. The children,
Whoa, buddy.
especially the sons,
Save some
are hard
pussy for
hit
the rest of us.
if their father is an alcoholic.
This is what
They
happens
lose the
when you drink
powerful
while pregnant.
support of him
This
as
guy?
an identification figure. But probably
Your teeth are
overriding
stuck
all of
together.
this is the fact that the communication
like
among the
Steve.
family
Your
members
nose doesn't work.
just breaks
It's like a
completely apart, and the family is torn asunder.
Most of the time, my children were left to fend for themselves, the older ones taking care
2
of the
and
younger
3.
ones. After a few instances of the
this-
smaller
I
ones
almost don't make- I
waking
don't-
up in
I
the
almost don't
morning
feel like
dressed in
making
the
fun of
same
this.
play clothes they wore the day before, the older children started taking over my responsibility.
Started
doing
running
the
a
job
gang
of
out of the
mother for
house.
me.
Lord of the Flies
All
style,
I
they started
wanted
taking
was for
over.
everyone to go away and leave me alone.
Well, I think a tremendous burden fell upon my wife.
So she had teenagers.
She was the
Yes,
one who had
yes,
to
she gave-
manage the
she gave birth to
household.
full-grown
She was the one who had to
teenagers.
take
They
care
took
of the
over the
bills and
house and they
financial
told
problems that
get out.
I got myself into while drinking. She certainly was the one who had to explain to friends and employers as to why I was acting like I was, this type of thing.
The victims of
Yeah, I gotta
alcoholism are
admit,
not
I'm
only
kinda
the
over this
alcoholic
short.
and his family,
I feel like going
but
back
the
to Jake
entire
and do it.
community. St. Louis Metropolitan Business and Industry employs...
It was an appropriate theme, and I think it was a funny idea, but Jake Can Do It had more comedy in it, so we'll finish up Jake Can Do It.
I wasn't expecting that drinking game to get so serious and depressed.
No, and having to hit the bell every 3 seconds and finishing a beer in less than 5 minutes was a little bit more than I wanted to do, so...
Video got a little too real,
They
man.
look delicious.
Alright, so we'll rejoin... Is this kid Jay, or is it his older I think this is Jay.
This is Jay.
We'll rejoin Jay at his cookies, and we'll make this the last short for
Pretty
the
good.
night. Because it'll be close to 10:30 when we're done, so it's a good time to wrap the show. I like to keep them like 90 minutes or hour and a half at them, or hour.
It's funny
40,
how
hour 50
Paul and Brother Mark
most.
always appear just when the cookies are coming out of the oven.
Give you time for other activities.
That's right.
Feed your plant,
That
water
Jay
your
is
cat.
a cook. Jay suggests they leave a few for the chef.
Jay was quickly smacked in the mouth. Alright, see you later, dweeb.
It isn't
Oh,
easy
the
to pound a
hammer
nail
cat.
in straight. Dad comes to the rescue. If you hold
give
your
me that.
hand further back on the handle, it will give you a better balance.
Get out of the frame. Oh, just whatever. Just go.
I like how he's not building anything at all. He's just
Wait a minute.
nailing
Try
fucking nails
again.
into wood.
After you get the feel of it, you can strike the head squarely and not bend
Jay
the nail
apparently can't
or
do
nick
it.
the wood.
Jay's father knew that Jay wasn't college material, so started training him on the physical arts early on.
It's fun to build things. Put your tools away And the board.
The narrator's also his father.
Jay's friend Carl comes over to help him build a treehouse.
hammer shit into wood? I'm gonna make a better cross for our play than you.
Fifi wants to be included in
They're
everything
making
the boys
graves
do.
for pets.
They start hammering the dog.
Whoa. Hey, hang on a second.
Wait a second.
Look at what he's
Fifi
doing to the dog's
wants
tail.
to be included in
I
everything the
missed
boys
that.
do.
Oh, yeah.
What's he doing?
Red rocket, red rocket, red rocket.
What's he? Who pets a dog like that?
Jay.
So we agree on the rules then. No girls allowed. No fat chicks. It's kind of the same rule, don't you think? Well, I just want to get all our bases covered.
It's awkward climbing with the
What if they
tools and
look like
boards,
dudes, but they're chicks and they're
but
fat?
the boys have
You
learned
won't
to be
know.
careful.
What, you mean Trevor? No, Trevor's not allowed.
Both of them have boobs.
What about the dog?
The dog doesn't have boobs.
Oh, did you gotta show me that tree you found?
Yeah.
They've planned their house well, and Jay starts to work on the platform.
We'll just live up here until one of the states decides to recognize our love.
I like how they just learned how to hammer and they already have a treehouse.
It was quick, yeah.
Carl cuts out the scrubby branches to make room for the
Carl?
treehouse.
Carl.
Just think, this'll be our hideout, and we can come up here to get away from everyone and
Just
tell our
break
secrets.
it with your hand, kid. Jesus. Who gave that kid a saw anyway?
Does Jay have any
Look,
nails?
Jay,
He's just hitting
Fifi
the
is
wood.
running away.
No, Jay's just...
Someone
literally
left the
just
gate
fucking
open.
around.
We must catch
Should have
him.
nailed the gate shut.
Well, get the,
The boys
hammer and the
hurry,
saw.
but Fifi had a head start.
Fifi!
He's been lost before. Jay calls on Paul for help,
Oh, wow. Is there a flood coming?
and Paul decides to call the police.
Paul's what you call a dweeb.
Yes, the police happened to be in the neighborhood and picked up
No,
Fifi.
they're not.
They'll take care of him until the boys come to the police station for him.
Meanwhile, in downtown LA, like...
Mark goes along. It's Jay's first visit to the police station, and he's
But not
impressed.
his last.
How good it is to have Fifi back.
Damn kids.
Jay looks at the officer with great respect.
I smell bacon.
This is the real thing, and a
Screw
lot
you,
more
kid.
exciting than a television program.
Fuck the police coming straight from the
Jay thanks
underground.
the officer for taking care of Fifi.
Fuck the police.
Secretly, Jay plans to be an undercover agent when he grows up.
Very secretly. How did the narrator find out?
I first remember when I met Jay.
Jay is musical and likes to play for the family.
Okay, so
who
he's into
encourages
musicals,
music
he likes to
because it
bake.
gives him a special skill.
I feel like Jay was born in the wrong time.
Jay shows no interest in girls, only in practice and piano.
I wonder why. Look at the size of the bong they got there.
Yeah.
Oh, he can
What?
teleport.
That's exactly what he's playing.
Yeah, no, it's synced perfectly.
He's just mashing the shit.
And you're like clang, clang, clong, clong, clang, blang.
See how good Jay is on the piano.
Oh, he stopped.
We got Millie. Where's Vanilli?
Oh man, they better hurry up and
It's
invent
not even
TV.
audio of them clapping.
Coloring Easter eggs
This
is
is
really
the problem.
interesting.
Back then, TV was like 3 inches wide, and
Jay
this was
handles
actually
the
like a
eggs
viable
carefully,
option.
so they'll not break.
Yes, nothing brings the family together quite like vinegar and food coloring.
This glass of scotch.
First, a pink one.
Oh wow, a pink one.
Big surprise there.
Mark has learned to be patient because he knows it's best for Jay
Could
to
it
go
be
slow and do
another
it right.
pink one? Oh, movie.
Then Jay tries two different colors.
No.
Pink and green.
Jay, you reckless daredevil.
And discovers they make a faded lavender.
Oh, it's not purple, it's lavender.
That's right. Purple is a colored people's color. Oh, no, Jay, don't fuck this up. There
Another green one fills the box. There's a lot to learn about the blending and mixing of colors.
A lot to learn.
On Easter morning, Jay finds most all the eggs that were hidden in the garden.
Because he hid them.
Although he could not find Jesus.
Too bad Mark and Paul aren't up yet to
Jesus
watch the
hasn't come
fun.
into this yet. Like, it almost has that everything is terrible vibe. If it was made in the 80s or 90s, Jesus would be involved. That'd be the only reason to make this.
Jay goes next door to see the little bird that fell out of its nest. Mrs. Dowell rescued the little bird and is trying to save its life. It's difficult to raise a wild bird, as it must be fed every hour.
Mrs. Dowell never had real children, but this
She
is the
feeds
best she
it
can
bird
do.
food and milk. At first, the little bird doesn't want to eat.
He's gonna starve. It's adorable.
I'll light up a fatty. I'll make that
This
bird
is the way a
hungry.
bird holds its beak open
Nom, nom,
to
nom,
be
nom,
fed
nom,
by
nom.
its mother.
Yum, 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 yum. No, no, no. I'm good, lady. Jesus, back off.
Mrs. Dowell uses a medicine dropper for the milk.
I said I was full, Jesus. Okay.
I'm not sure if birds make milk.
I don't think birds drink cow milk, no. I think mostly they eat vomited insects and so forth.
Easter dinner. The boys discuss plans for their summer vacation. And
the
Dad
bird
sees
that
that
they
everyone
just
has a chance to express his choice. In this family, every day is full of interesting activities.
I'm gonna be a gynecologist.
New ideas to explore, old skills to enjoy,
Strange smells
and the
to be
fun of
located.
doing worthwhile things together.
What's going on under that table?
And so I gave her a pop square in the mouth. As you can tell. The other boys at work thought it was a hoot. The end. And we get a nice picture of Fifi's ass.
That is the end of Fifi.
The literal end. Alright. And that is the end of Cheap Thrills Theater for tonight.
Good night, y'all.
So, let me try and... There we go. The graphic. The oh-so professional graphic, which symbolizes professionalism. And I will thank you once again for joining us on Cheap Thrills Theater. Next week, we should maybe be back at our normal time Monday nights. No promises. I don't know for sure. Or I might do an extra show. It depends on what I feel like doing. But until next week, in the immortal words of Mike Ward, stay cheap. We'll see you next week.